So, who are the fairies according to Irish lore at least? Well, for some people fairies are fallen angels. For others they are animistic forces and ancestors. For others they are the recently dead. For others they are beings that live in a parallel dimension. For others they are the Tued Danon. Now the difficulty with the Tued Danon here is that there's a bit of a caveat in that when the Tued Danon were banished beneath the mounds, they were sent to where the fairies already were. So while the Tued may have joined the ranks of the fairies, they are not themselves the original She who were said to exist in Ireland. The other thing is, and people find this a bit confusing when they realise it, that in the Irish folklore archives, fairies are not small winged beings. In fact, they look just like you and me, and they can pass by us without us even knowing that they're there. And that's why some people use the expression the good people or the Dina Ma, because they don't want to offend the fairies that might be passing by them. The idea of fairies being able to exist and us not see them or perceive them is a long tradition here in Ireland and in many other places. In fact, the archaeologist David Lewis Williams has drawn attention to paintings of what seem to be spiritual beings being contacted in shamanistic type states, and these are found all over the world going back to at least 50,000 years. Now, what's interesting about that is Ireland's history has changed recently in that we have to reassess our own origins. It was thought the first people came to Ireland around 7000 BCE. This has now changed to 10,500 BCE, and now it's changed again further based on archaeological discoveries that show people were in Ireland at a time depth of 33,000 BCE. So that's very interesting for lots of reasons. Unfortunately, the chances of us discovering what people at that time depth believed are quite remote, unless something is found in a cave, which one archaeologist has said to me is probably the only way that we might discover something that might constitute an idol or an effigy. We're not really going to know what they believed. However, we can use comparativism to try and understand what they may have thought about fairies, spirits, and the other world. The other complication here is that fairies are often seen in the company of the recently dead. So that's another crossover which we can talk about another time. But this is just a very brief introduction to show that there's quite a few caveats and a lot of complications when it comes to who the fairies are. It's not quite as simple as they're small beings that come to help us now and again. In fact, in the Irish folklore archives, fairies can be the opposite of helpful. In fact, they can often afflict people with curses and physical damage and drive them insane as well. But these are all topics that we can talk about as this series of videos goes on. So I hope you'll join me for another one in the near future, and don't forget you can find more in-depth commentary on these subjects on the Facebook page, where I can write a bit longer and waffle on. Okay, so thanks a million for watching.